Good evening and welcome to PEOMIOSFYRDS Live on UWW-TV. I'm Alex Monti, joined by co-host Nazir Spencer and Gabe Sadowski. We ask you to please excuse our momentary interruption of sports from your regular daily schedule. It's been a big week in the world of sports, so let's dive right into tonight's topics, shall we?
Sure.
Obviously, free agent was big. Our first half of the show will be all about the NFL free agency period. On Monday, NFL free agency began and it did not disappoint. Countless stars found new homes, with others becoming unexpected free agents after getting cut from their squads. With so many big-time names on the move, we'll first discuss the quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins left Minnesota to sign with the Atlanta Falcons for 4 years, $180 million, while Russell Wilson joined the Steelers on a one-year deal that will be largely paid by the Broncos. Let's ride. Multiple other QBs also inked new deals. Gabe, which quarterbacks and teams benefited the most from free agency?
Yeah, starting off with Kirk Cousins, I was a little confused at first because obviously he's coming off that Achilles injury and he's going to be 36 by the time the season starts. But when you kind of dig deeper and you look at that Atlanta team, they got a lot of young options over there. And I think getting that experience and that getting what it's like to play with a good veteran quarterback in Kirk Cousins, I think that's going to be huge for that team, and especially for Desmond Ridder too. I don't know what they're going to do with him going forward, but you got a young quarterback on your team. You bring in Kirk Cousins, get a chance to develop him. Maybe I think it's a great signing.
I think the Russell Wilson signing is beautiful. I hope he gets a ring now. I really do, because if he does get a ring, man, as a Chargers fan, that would make me feel so good, because the Broncos deserve nothing worse than that to happen to them, because they are still pathetic for that, that cutting of him. I will stand by him until the day I die. So, but on a serious note, I think Kirk Cousins signing was really good. I think he kind of robbed them, if I'm being honest, because he hasn't won a playoff game in how many years? He's only won one in his career. When he was on the Commanders or Redskins at the time,
I thought it was Minnesota.
He won one.
Yeah, it was against New Orleans.
He's 0-2 when he was on the Commanders back then. But coming off an Achilles tear, only winning one playoff game ever. Going to a pretty tough division now, with the signings the Giants are making. Eagles just got Saquon. Cowboys are Cowboys. So it's still a tough division, but that's pretty much where I'm at with that one.
I really like the Baker signing too. I think the Bucs getting Baker Mayfield back. He kind of had that down year when he was in between Carolina and Los Angeles, and he came back this year, had a pretty solid year with the Buccaneers. And he's not a upper echelon, top tier quarterback. Sometimes you don't need that in the NFL.
I'm glad he's getting paid that money though.
Yeah, for sure.
He deserves it. I've been riding with him since he was a Brown, so
he should have stuck with the Browns should have stuck with him.
I agree completely. Deshaun Watson's going to do good by him, though. I feel like I will stand on that too.
Will he?
I think he will.
He's had some time.
He was great as a Texan. He's going to be great as a Brown. We'll see.
Joe Flacco's been better as a Brown than
Watson. It was a fluke. That was a princess. That was a princess run. I'll stand on that.
I may come back player of the year, but
that's true.
Came back from the couch. I still don't fully understand that one.
Yeah.
I do like Joe Flacco. I like Joe Flacco to the Colts. I think he's going to do great backing up Anthony Richardson.
It'll
see where it goes.
Be interesting for sure. Aside from the quarterbacks, the position that generated even more news was the running backs. Many stars got shuffled around, including Saquon Barkley to the rival Eagles, Tony Pollard to the Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry headed to the Ravens, Austin Eckler to the Commanders, DeAndre Swift to the Bears, and Josh Jacobs to the Packers. Backs who got released and then signed elsewhere also include Aaron Jones to the Vikings, Joe Mixon to the Texans. Nazir, what's your take on how the running back market shook out, and who do you think this helps most?
Well, I think the Packers got a very good running back, but I still don't understand the whole motive behind it, because in my opinion, I don't think Josh Jacobs is that much better than Aaron Jones.
It's a lateral move, really.
Yeah, I don't think he's much better. Like, he's better. Don't get me wrong. He's better. He led the league in rushing yards 2 years ago, so we're not going to ignore that whatsoever. But last year, he was good, but there was, with being on the Raiders and having so much problems going on in that organization, he did a great job.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It didn't make sense. I understand he's younger. The team's younger. Their average age is like 24 now. So
it's crazy.
That's a great thing to hear. But that's one I'm a little concerned about. You know, the Vikings got Aaron Jones now, though. So
nice.
that's going to be nice. You know, Sam Darnold with JJ.
Sam
Darnold's not doing anything in Minnesota. Come on,
he's just there for depth.
Come on, man.
They're doing
Come on.
something else.
He's just a placeholder.
They're not going to do anything. I'm just saying that he has some good weapons around him, okay? That's all that matters.
Somebody will
That's
have
fair.
good weapons around
That's
him.
fair.
So, you know, with it being all those running backs, and, you know, I think the running back that really is going to help the most is Saquon. He's going to be behind the best running offensive line in the league, in my opinion. I think statistically it's the best as well.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the best running back signing, but you know, I think you guys got a good one. You know, the Packers got a real good one, but sure. I don't think he's that much better than Aaron Jones. I just don't.
I think when you look at the whole Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs thing, like I think a lot of people, they don't realize like how big Aaron Jones's impact was for the Packers, not just on the field, but like as a teammate, you know, as a community member of the community. He did a lot of stuff for Green Bay and just did a lot of great things, community service, the whole 9 yards, literally. But, you know, like I think the locker room is going to miss him for sure. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I think that's a voice there that they're going to miss when it comes down to those important growing situations.
I think he has a lot of love for them. I think they still have a lot, you know, all the Packer people that I've talked to, they have a lot of love for him. But one signing that I do find very interesting is DeAndre Swift for the Bears. I found that very interesting because it looks like they're building a little bit of weapons around Justin Fields right now.
If they keep Justin Fields.
You know, our prediction a few weeks ago, hey, they might trade him, but where's he going to go now? No one put in any word for him.
Yeah.
So they might keep him now, guys. That's one big thing we got to keep an eye out for sure.
I think Derrick Henry to Baltimore is interesting too. But I don't know. Are they going to use him? Because they.
Who knows? Gus the Bus to the Chargers was another one. While the quarterback and running back moves dominated the headlines, plenty of free agents moved around. Packers signed Xavier McKinney, Danielle Hunter is going to Houston, Patrick Queen is a Steeler, and wide receivers Gabe Davis and Deontay Johnson landed on the Jaguars and Panthers, respectively. Gabe, which of these moves or others stood out to you?
I'm biased. I love the Xavier McKinney signing so much. You know, I think he's going to be our best safety for the Packers that they have had now since probably Clinton Dix, I would say. I think he's like 24 too again. So they're building off of that young, the young team that they're building up in Green Bay, and I think I just love it. I could go on and on and on about it. I think he's going to be huge for us. He was one of 2 people to play all snaps last season. So he didn't miss a game. He didn't miss a snap. He was there. He was healthy. I love it.
You know, I got 2 of them, 3 of them really that really stood out to me. Danielle Hunter, first of all, to the Texans. Hey, good job for you. You know, good for you. You get a crazy monster out of your division. Absolutely. And now he's in the AFC, and now I'm scared of my life to play the Texans and Justin Herbert's life because that man is scary. And another one is C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I cannot believe they got him back somehow to the Eagles. The Lions lost a huge piece. I mean, he's a big mouth. He has a big mouth. So I mean, he fits perfectly in Philly, in my opinion. So that's going to be very interesting to see him back there. Another one, my last one that I thought was just perfect, spot on, is Brian Burns to the Giants.
Yeah,
that's a good
and
one.
that D-line now is like, it's legit, but they really got to work on their offense now. So that team's they're going in the right direction with getting Saquon out of there.
Yeah.
And, you know, just focusing more on the team and the defense and everything that they want to work on, they're getting to it right now. For sure. That's good.
I feel like there's a lot of Panthers defenders that ended up leaving. I mean, there's Brian Burns, there's Jeremy Chin. I think it was like Louisville. I love Jeremy Chin. He's such an underrated safety. Went to the Commanders. I'm going to be excited to see what the Commanders end up doing in the long haul. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll finish up talking about the NFL offseason moves and also discuss another chapter of the MJ Isaiah Thomas feud, along with March Madness. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with PEOMIOSFYRDS right here on UWW TV.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30, touchdown. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
You know, for Hawk Talk, you know, I mean, especially on days I'm hosting, you really need to be up early looking at those news stories, even the night before. I'm finding topics that I can incorporate in the show, and I feel like we get a conversation going.
Once you get the opportunity to do that with other people who appreciate it the same level as you do, it makes it that much more enjoyable.
For everything sports, tune in Monday through Thursday at 91.7 The Edge or watch us on UWW TV.
Are you bored on campus? Then come down to Warhawk Alley in the University Center. We have everything you need to take a break from your studies and have a great time. So come blow off some steam with our air hockey, darts, foosball, video games, 8 top-of-the-line Brunswick pool tables, and our 10-lane bowling alley. We have nightly specials, blacklight bowling, tournaments, and tons of chances to win prizes. For more information or to set up a reservation, call Warhawk Alley at 262-472-5681.
Here at UW Whitewater Intramural Sports, we have a motto: a sport for everyone and everyone in a sport.
Come on!
Stepped it anyways. Oh, she got that off. They're going to count it.
Had a blast. Always have fun at intramurals.
Every day we strive to go above and beyond that goal by providing healthy exercise, promoting leisure education, and giving students that competitive atmosphere they are looking for.
Yes! Yes!
It's exciting. Brings me back to those high school days with Friday Night Lights.
With our 25 different intramural sports offered, we guarantee that we have a sport for you. Go to our website and find your sport today.
Welcome back to PEOMIOSFYRDS Live here on UWW-TV. We've talked extensively about the NFL free agency moves up to this point, but there are still a lot of moves that will shake out over the next week. We've already seen potential future moves, including T. Higgins requesting a trade from the Bengals, David Bakhtiari getting cut from the Packers, rumored to go to the Jets, no surprise, and plenty of quality free agents still up for grabs. Nazir, what move do you think we're going to see next?
I think we're going to see T. Higgins get traded, and unfortunately, I don't know the exact spots anymore because they re-signed Michael Pittman Jr. and the Colts, so that's a no-go. If he wants to go to the Panthers, have fun with that, I guess, but
yeah.
I mean, he's going to get paid if he goes there, I believe, because they've been paying everyone. Their whole O-line is stacked with money and just stacked on talent now. Yeah. So that should be a fun one to discuss, but our destinations for T. Higgins, that's the one we're going to be seeing the next few weeks, maybe the next few days even. So, and one big thing I got to hit on before we get to you, Gabe, is Mike Williams. Thank you for everything you've done because, man, we hope we get you back, but I don't know if it's even possible with the amount of cap that we have. Yeah. So that's one thing that just happened today. But another thing is Calvin Ridley getting signed. That was pretty absurd. Yeah. $92 million. Just turned 30 years old. He's going to turn that into about 9200 million. I don't know, something like that with his gambling addition. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Nazir, I mean, you kind of touched on T. Higgins and the Panthers. That's where I have him going, and you kind of hit on all my points, really. Yeah. So I would say Bakhtiari for sure. Like, I would be shocked if he doesn't go to the Jets. Obviously, health-wise, like, that's the big question with David Bakhtiari is, can he stay healthy? Can that knee hold up over the course of a season? And so far, he hasn't really proven that in years past, and it's very unfortunate for him. I have A.J. Dillon to the Cowboys.
I hope so. I hope so. They need a little, ground
power
type of guy. That would be really good for them. Actually, they need to go back to that way because Zeke back then he was an elusive back, but he also was a power back. I mean, he was trucking, hurdling people. He could do it all back then. But that's one. That's a good point to bring up. A.J. Dillon. I kind of forgot he even got released. But yeah, those are some interesting signings. And we got a lot to come, I feel like, still. We got the draft coming up here in April, and that should be fun to, kind of discuss as well.
I'm going to say one receiver I'm really excited to see. There's a bit of an underrated guy is KJ Osborne from Minnesota. He was a third stringer for a lot of the time. He was always behind Jefferson and either Thielen or what was the other one, Addison this past year.
Yeah.
But he is legit. Like every now and again he would have to like come in second string. Guy got injured. He can do it. I'm really excited to see where he ends up going.
Interesting. I don't know where exactly he'd land because like you said,
wherever T. Higgins can go, he could go too.
That's true. That's true. They could have a little dynamic duo going on. Maybe Bryce Young can have that eventually.
That would be ridiculous. Curtis Samuel, that's another fun receiver.
I want him.
That's a nice one.
That's a good one. I forgot about him too.
That's going to be fun. The receivers is a fun one. Moving on from the business of the NFL, we move to the world of basketball, where NBA Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas has once again called out Michael Jordan and reignited their rivalry. Thomas demanded MJ give him an international apology in order to clear up any beef that they still have. IT has been vocal against Jordan since the airing of 2020 documentary The Last Dance, while Jordan has largely stayed quiet since it was first shown. Gabe, is Isaiah Thomas right to keep asking for an apology, or is he just bringing up old news?
You know, I understand that rivalry, excuse me. It goes back to like the 80s, you know, almost 40 years ago at this point. So like it's just, and obviously the whole Team USA thing as well. Like it's just crazy. And my thing is, why does it need to be public? Every time these guys and I get it's a big gossiping point, sure. That's what we're doing right here, right now. But just do it behind the scenes. We don't care, really. At least I don't. I don't really care. Handle it like adults. Just talk it out behind closed doors. It doesn't have to be this big, you know, fancy, like, handle your stuff. Take care of it. Nobody needs to know.
Has anyone noticed that no one talks about this? Not even Michael Jordan himself talks about this rivalry, but he does. I mean, he mentioned it in The Last Dance, but Michael Jordan has not spoken about it. He has not hit on it whatsoever because it's like past. No one cares. First of all, it was like 3 generations after that. So, I mean, really, like, what are we still bringing up that news for? Like, you want Michael Jordan's approval and his love so bad, but you're great yourself, you know. So, I don't get it. Two-time NBA champion. He's great. He's a great player, but man, get over it. That's my opinion. Jesus.
You know, I mean, I understand that, especially those two with MJ and with Zeke, they're like some of the most competitive people that we've seen in the NBA throughout history. And again, like it's just they're such big winners, and there's like they have that winning passion in them that it's just hard for them to set that aside sometimes and look at the human element of it.
That's fair. That's fair. With March Madness just a little over 1 week away, Selection Sunday is only 4 days. Conference tournament season is well underway with multiple teams already clinching their auto bid in the bracket. We'll be doing a special hour-long episode next week detailing all of our bracket picks, but there is still a lot to settle before then. With bigger tournaments still waiting to start, the bubble possible at-large bids is as big as ever. Many hopeful teams' dreams of a March Madness run are at stake. Nazir, what teams are currently on the bubble do you believe will sneak into the tournament, and who could we see get auto bids?
Man, that's a tough one. I mean, Gonzaga kind of fell off a little bit the past few weeks. And, you know, I really hope they are able to get back to that level, and Purdue as well. I think Purdue's actually ranked pretty higher now, but I'd have to look at the list. But those are 2 teams that I really want to see back at it. And Marquette, obviously, they're ranked 10 right now, but Marquette still has to really prove to me that they can get over the hump. And I know that they're going to get in because they always do, but they never get past the second round. And I really want to see them in the Sweet 16, get those more intense games to bring out the potential in those players, because I'm telling you, those players over there at Marquette can really ball. So I really want to see that, but you know who I got winning it all, Houston, baby. I love them right now. Stacked team, great coach, great environment down there. If you guys ever visit Houston, really, I'm telling you, go visit that campus. It's beautiful. I love it all over there. I think they're going to win it, but that's just my opinion. But that's what I want to see, though, for sure.
I'm going to Houston for spring break.
There you go.
So I'll get back to you about that.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, you know, I love Marquette. I'm a big Shaka Smart guy. I think he's just an incredible coach, an incredible guy just to have in your program all around.
Absolutely.
You know, I love Duke too.
Yeah.
I'm a big Duke guy. I know that's not, people usually hate them, but I was a big Jabari Parker fan. Obviously that was 10 years ago now. But you know, definitely, I brought it up a few weeks ago. I think Purdue is going to do something this year.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I want to like, and again, like you have Zach Edey on your team. The guy is 7'4". Just throw the ball down to him in there in the post. Let him go to work, for crying out loud.
It's like the Spurs, man. They don't let Wemby do his thing. It's relatively the same exact thing, and they just don't let him like shine. All the players can shine, but when your star is not shining, when you're not passing the ball to a wide open, player up the middle, man, it's like, dude, what are we watching right now? But Purdue, they really deserve to get. I really think they could deserve to go far, but I'm gonna have them far on my bracket. Just a fair warning right there.
I would not by any means. I never trust the Big Ten. There was one year when
I knew you were gonna say that.
The Big Ten was like the greatest thing like a couple years ago. I had like a lot of teams going.
I understand.
They all got like second rounded at least. It's like, screw this. I'm not trusting the Big Ten anymore. Yeah. This is not a conference for basketball at this point. And Purdue got first rounded last year. Obviously, they can have the redemption of Virginia. I can't see. They're not Virginia. They can't have that same kind of arc.
I'm not gonna lie.
We're going to take another break, and when we return, we'll have our weekly 2-minute drill talking about all the other news we missed. Stay tuned. This is PEOMIOSFYRDS on UWW TV.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go on a personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Your home for excellence in action. The WIAC Network. Watch and download here.
Matt checking in to see how Sam is doing on his project. And it's getting close to exporting now, the final step in the process. And it is complete, and Sam is hyped. Finally gets complete and spikes the ball into the end zone. Sam's celebrating with his colleagues, and they throw a flag on the play. The ref's going to call excessive celebration. Sam is in disbelief and can't believe it. He tries to dispute the call, but the ref is not having any of it.
Here at UWW, we put a lot of emphasis on shaping your involvement. Involvement helps you get to know more people with similar values and goals as yourself. The Student Involvement Office can help you get involved with organizations on campus, or we can help you start a brand new one. So what are you waiting for? It's time to shape your involvement at UWW. If you'd like to learn more, stop by UC 127 or contact us at involvement@uww.edu or call 262-472-6217.
Welcome back to PEOMIOSFYRDS. Gentlemen, you know the drill. We'll fit as many topics as we can within 2 minutes. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get right into it. This is your thoughts on Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight coming up.
I mean, this is actually better than I thought it would be. I thought it would be some other boxer, but I thought he was going to fight KSI or something. But I really want him to fight an actual boxer. And, Mike Tyson's, he's the greatest boxer of all time, in my opinion. Yeah. But I even in at his age, he's going to whoop Jake's. You know what? So we'll see.
I think Jake is going to win purely because not because he's like better, because it's scripted, in my opinion.
But
I think Jake is going to win solely for that reason.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Great.
Gabe, do you think athletes like Aaron Rodgers, who's rumored to be a vice president candidate, and Steph Curry and others have a place in politics?
While they're playing, obviously, no.
Heck of a thing to do. Side hustle.
Yeah, just president or vice president of the United, on the side. I think right now, definitely no. Maybe in the future, sure, go for it. But while they're playing, no.
I'm just gonna say this. President Curry. That's all I want to hear. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I don't want to hear anything else. Go ahead.
Fair enough. Nazir, your take on the LSU South Carolina fight that led to ejections in women's basketball this past week?
I thought it was pathetic. I thought that fight was so stupid. I didn't understand what the whole motive. I understand you're getting in each other's faces. That's normal. We see that all the time. But just pushing someone that's even the coach said it 7 inches shorter than you. I mean, come on. And the other girls are coming to defend her team, and she's still going. I'm just like, all right, whatever. The brother jumping over the table is kind of crazy. He got in trouble for that, but I'll leave it at that. I didn't agree with. I don't like that fight. That was kind of dumb.
Fair enough. Gabe, who do you think will win between the San Francisco Giants and LA Dodgers when baseball starts its regular season game this week?
If it's not the Dodgers, I'll be shocked because they have $50 billion tied up in that team. So it needs to be the Dodgers. I'm not saying it's going to be the Dodgers. It needs to be the Dodgers.
Rarely is. I feel like there's always all that on paper. This is your way too early take on who will win the Super Bowl next year after the first few days of free agency.
Ravens. I'm still rolling with them. Ravens, Eagles, Super Bowl next year. I'm stamping it.
Okay.
Hey, I want to see Lamar get his first ring before anyone else, and that's what I'm going to roll with.
Fair enough. We'll see if he can make it. And that is it for our 2-minute drill, which also means our time is up for tonight. Make sure to join us next week for a special edition of PEOMIOSFYRDS. We'll be going live for an hour-long preview of the March Madness bracket, including all of our upsets, picks, and championship predictions. Until then, we thank you for excusing our momentary interruption of sports from your regular daily schedule. For Nazir Spencer and Gabe Sadowski, I'm Alex Monty. Good night.